The Dallas Cowboys are officially in the market for a new backup quarterback. With Cooper Rush heading to the Baltimore Ravens, the Cowboys now have only one QB under contract behind Dak Prescott, Will Grier. And let's be honest, that's not exactly a solid quarterback room. At the very least, they need another reliable option. Now, Trey Lance? Yeah, that's probably not happening. The Cowboys have been hinting for months that they plan to move on from him. And honestly, it wouldn't be surprising to see him try his luck in the UFL before attempting to land another backup role in the NFL. That leaves Will Grier, who hasn't played in a real game since 2019. The coaching staff seems to like him, but let's be real. If Dak were to go down and Grier had to step in, confidence wouldn't exactly be sky high. Even as a QB3, the situation still feels shaky. So, how do the Cowboys go about fixing this? They have three options: the draft, a trade, which seems highly unlikely, or free agency. If you were running the show in Dallas, what would you do? Draft a QB? Trade for one? Pick someone up in free agency? Let me know in the comments. The Cowboys still have 10 draft picks after all the wheeling and dealing, including 3 fifth-rounders, 2 sixths, and 2 sevenths. Given how Dallas has subtly indicated they'd like to draft a quarterback, the fifth-round range looks like a prime spot to target one. Reports suggest they're looking at a day 3 QB, which rules out bigger names like Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Even guys like Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe might not be available that late. But there are still intriguing prospects who could fall to Dallas. Tyler Shaw out of Louisville, Quinn Ewers from Texas, and Will Howard from Ohio State are all potential targets. Let's break them down, starting with Shaw. Shaw began his college career at Oregon, then moved to Texas Tech, and finally found success at Louisville. Jeff Brom, known for developing backup QBs, helped shape him. Think Aiden O'Connell, David Blau, and Mike White, guys who might not be stars but can step in and do a job. Shaw has a solid football IQ and operates well in play action, but there are concerns. He's already 26, older than Trevor Lawrence, and his medical history is a red flag. He also ran play action on 44% of his snaps, which isn't exactly an NFL-style offense. At best, he's a decent backup option, but not someone you take before the 5th round. Then there's Quinn Ewers. The Cowboys reportedly liked his football IQ and how he commanded Steve Sarkisian's offense. But here's the problem. His footwork is bad, and his ability to handle pressure is worse. That's a serious concern. Like Shaw, he also relied heavily on play action and RPOs, 42% of his snaps, and when he faced real defensive pressure, it showed. His arm talent is there, but is he NFL ready? Not right now. He had a good meeting with the Cowboys coaching staff and could be a 30-visit player, but does he make it to the 5th round? If he does, he could be worth a flyer. Well, Howard, on the other hand, had an interesting run in the college football playoff. Think of him as a slightly less athletic Jeff Driscoll or a more athletic Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's got great size, 6 feet 4 inches, 237 pounds, and can push the ball downfield. He benefited from Ohio State's stacked supporting cast, but was turnover-prone, throwing too many interceptions and fumbling the ball. Still, as a backup, he's an intriguing option. If these three are off the board, Dallas could look at Kyle McCord, Syracuse, Dylan Gabriel, Oregon, Riley Leonard, Notre Dame, Curtis Rourke, Indiana, or Max Brosmer, Minnesota. McCord had an up-and-down year after transferring to Syracuse, where he became more of a gunslinger. He put up solid numbers, but inconsistency is still a major concern. Gabriel, meanwhile, is a productive but undersized left-handed QB who fits the mold of a game manager. He lacks starter traits but could be a serviceable backup. Riley Leonard is a strong runner, but his deep ball accuracy is suspect, and he needs to add weight to hold up in the NFL. Curtis Rourke, originally from Ohio, had good deep ball numbers but lacks the strong arm you'd expect from a 6 feet 4 inches QB. He also struggled over the middle of the field. Meanwhile, Max Brosmer, a transfer from New Hampshire, is a quick decision-maker but lacks downfield passing ability and takes too many sacks. If Dallas want a backup quarterback, they have options, but none of them scream future starter. So, which of these guys would you want to see the Cowboys draft? Let me know in the comments. Now, if Dallas doesn't want to use a draft pick, they could explore free agency. But let's be real, they won't spend more than $3 million on a backup QB. That means we're looking at lower-tier options. Sam Ehlinger? A Texas boy who could come cheap. Drew Lock? You might want more money, but he'd be an interesting option. Carson Wentz? Yeah, not ideal. Desmond Ridder has starting experience, though not good starting experience. And then there's Jameis Winston, the ultimate wild card. The vibes would be electric, but he's likely looking for a team where he could at least compete for a starting job. So Cowboys fans, what's the move? Do you draft a guy in the 5th round, sign a free agent, or roll with Will Grier and hope for the best? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If the Cowboys decide to skip drafting a quarterback, they'll have to turn to free agency. But let's be clear, they're not going to spend big on a backup. Realistically, they'll be looking at someone in the $3 million range or less, which significantly limits their options. One name that could be on their radar is Sam Ehlinger. A Texas native, Ehlinger hasn't had much playing time in the NFL, but he's shown flashes of competence. He wouldn't be an exciting signing, but he'd be an affordable option who already understands the pressure that comes with playing football in Texas. Drew Lock is another potential candidate. He's got more experience than Ehlinger and has started games in the NFL, but his inconsistency is a major red flag. Some believe he still has untapped potential, but at this point in his career, he's more of a boom or bust option. Then there's Carson Wentz. On paper, Wentz has the most impressive resume of the available quarterbacks. But let's be real, his last few stints in Washington and Indianapolis were disasters. He's turnover-prone, struggles with decision-making, and doesn't seem to have the leadership qualities teams look for in a backup. If the Cowboys want pure entertainment value, they could go after Jameis Winston. Winston would instantly bring energy to the team. And let's be honest, the memes alone would be legendary. But is he the right fit? Probably not. Winston likely wants a chance to compete for a starting job, and Dallas can't offer that. Desmond Ridder is another name worth mentioning. He has starting experience, though not necessarily good starting experience. He's athletic and has moments of solid play, but his accuracy issues and questionable decision-making make him a tough sell as a reliable backup. If none of these names sound appealing, the Cowboys might just stick with Will Grier. The coaching staff seems to like him, but it's hard to feel confident in a guy who hasn't played in a real game since 2019. If Dak Prescott were to get hurt, having Grier as the only option would be a major risk. One outside-the-box idea, a trade. It's not the most likely scenario, but if the Cowboys are serious about upgrading the backup QB position, they could explore a low-cost trade for someone like Malik Willis or even Mac Jones, both of whom seem to have fallen out of favor with their current teams. The reality is that Dallas doesn't need a superstar backup. They just need someone who can step in and keep the team afloat if something happens to Prescott. Whether that's through the draft or free agency, they have to find a better insurance policy than what they have now. So Cowboys fans, what's the best move? Take a flyer on a late-round QB, sign a veteran on a cheap deal, or stick with what they have and hope for the best? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a stunning turn of events, rumors are swirling around the NFL that the Dallas Cowboys are eyeing Minnesota Vikings superstar wide receiver Justin Jefferson for a potential trade that would change the dynamics of the league. Fans and analysts are on edge, as a move of this magnitude could completely alter the Cowboys' future, placing one of the most electrifying players in recent NFL history on their roster. But could it really happen? Jefferson, whose talent has already placed him among the all-time greats in his first few years in the NFL, is coming off yet another remarkable season. After setting records and leading the league in receiving yards and receptions, the 24-year-old is now the highest-paid non-quarterback in the league, with a 4-year, $140 million contract extension. Still, the whispers about a potential departure from the Vikings have refused to quiet down. Could this be the season where Jefferson's stunning performance leads him to a new home? The Cowboys' interest has reportedly been building since early 2024, with several sources indicating that the team is willing to part with multiple high-value assets to secure Jefferson's services. While it may seem like a long shot, The idea of pairing Jefferson with Dak Prescott and adding another star to an already stacked offense has captivated the imagination of Cowboys fans nationwide. The Cowboys front office remains tight-lipped, but the speculation continues to grow. Many believe that a trade could involve a combination of first-round picks and key players to meet the Vikings' asking price. If this deal goes through, it would undoubtedly make the Cowboys' receiving core one of the most dangerous in the league and instantly elevate their Super Bowl chances. As the offseason continues, all eyes are on the Cowboys and Jefferson. Will they make the deal of a lifetime? Or will this trade remain nothing more than a tantalizing possibility? Fans are left on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting what could be the biggest move of the year. Stay tuned. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.